let's talk about the breaking news that Donald Trump is sending warships to approach Caribbean waters, and that Maduro now is mobilizing 4.5 million militia troops. Remember, guys, he's the most anti-war president that has ever existed, that has been involved in wars since fucking day one. So let's watch Kyle Kulinski talk about this potential disaster.
All right, guys, got some massive breaking news here for you. So this is in the Miami Herald. As U.S. warships approach Caribbean waters, Maduro mobilizes 4.5 million militias. Okay, so we're going to get into this, but you have 3 different U.S. warships being sent to Venezuela. You also have 4,000 Marines being activated to be sent to Venezuela. So this is not looking good, y'all. This is not looking good. Now, Trump also signed...
Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. Like, what happened? I mean, I know what happened. I didn't believe Donald Trump was anti-war. I realized, I knew that Donald Trump was an anti-war. You know how I knew Donald Trump was an anti-war? Because in his first term, he dropped a bomb called the mother of all bombs. Not because we needed to, but because he was like, that's a dope name.
I love the poorly educated.
I did, you know.
Obama.
That's how I knew. You know, or countless amount of drone strikes in Syria and Afghanistan, the recognizing of the annexation of the Golan Heights, recognizing of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Like, the man's not fucking anti-war, and this is why I hate politics, because it's like, can I show you all of this stuff, both current and past, that proves that he is not anti-war? And people are like, nah, he don't like war, though. Brenda, they're saying he likes war again. It's so weird that they keep saying he likes war. He doesn't. Like, he doesn't like war at all. Also, like, he doesn't support Israel.
The directive the other week to greenlight attacks on Mexican drug cartels in Mexico in violation of Mexico's sovereignty.
Yeah, we did a video on that. We already did a video on that one. It's hard to keep up with all this shit.
So you have the Mexican government going, we don't want you fucking bombing in here. What are you talking about? And you have Trump going, we're going to bomb there. That's what we're going to do.
I also saw something that said, our boats can't catch the cartel boats. And you know what that makes me think of? Miami Vice. All right? For those of you that are my age, it makes me think of Miami Vice. All right? I immediately think of the cartel in fucking speedboats, fucking with some like neon pink and green fucking Ray-Bans on, just bouncing across the waves as like fucking some dudes in a border patrol boat are like trying to catch them. It makes me think of the Cocaine Cowboys. Like, I told you guys from the fucking beginning this was going to be embarrassing. As like we are attempting to fight cartels that are potentially just as well equipped as we are, and I was wrong. Apparently they have better boats than we do.
So he threatens Greenland, he threatens Mexico, he threatens Panama, he's already bombed Somalia, he's already bombed Yemen, he's already illegally bombed Iran, he tried a coup in Venezuela in his...
No, dude. Nah, he's anti-war, bro. Like, all of that's wrong, because he's totally anti-war.
Last term and didn't succeed. Remember all the Juan Guaido bullshit where they pretended like this guy who was not the leader of Venezuela? They just pretended like he was. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Wait, this is going to be totally off topic, but is Don Johnson a Trump supporter? I just need to know. All right, guys. And what is it? What's the other guy? What was the black dude's name? God damn it, I should be able to remember his name. It was Don Johnson. Jan Michael Vincent? Am I wrong? Did I just get that one? Jan Michael Vincent? I think I might be right. Although I might be confusing him with the guy that was an Airwolf. That would be embarrassing for me if I confused the black dude from Miami Vice with the white dude from Airwolf. Anyways, just you guys figure that one out for me. Figure out if Don Johnson is Trump supporter. I need it for research purposes.
In his last term and didn't succeed. Remember all the Juan Guaido bullshit where they pretended like this guy who was not
the Strewworm is
the
coming
leader
back.
of Venezuela.
Great.
They just pretended like he was. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. They're just like, oh yeah, he's the president. No, he's fucking not. He never won the fucking election.
Fuck, Philip Michael Thomas? It was 3 names, though. Oh, I did. Shit. That's embarrassing. This one's for me, guys.
I love the poorly educated.
This one's also for me.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
I'm a genius. Oh, guys. Oh, I can't. That one's on tape. That one's on YouTube forever, guys.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Maddening. And the media played along with it. They played along with it.
Oh, shit. Mama Brooke says she found a couple articles that says Don Johnson is not a Trump supporter. Bam! Oh, it feels good. Oh, it feels good, guys. We're going to need to make sure that we update and verify. Okay? I don't want no chat GPT shit. All right? But, God, that feels good. If that's true, that feels good.
Well, now, it appears like some behind-the-scenes decision has been made, illegally, by the way, to do war with Venezuela, or at least attempt another regime change. But since we got warships going there and Marines going there, it looks like more than just a regime change operation.
You guys remember the guy that was in here the other day that was in the chat that was like, Trump can't release the files because he's not allowed to. And I was like, Trump does, even if that were true, which is not true, but even if that were true, Donald Trump doesn't give two shit about the rules. Like somebody said the other day, it's not that Donald Trump breaks the rules. It's that Donald Trump does not think there are rules. He is unaware of any rules. Like, you are not supposed to, as the executive branch, be able to just unilaterally go to war. That's not supposed to be how that happens. Like right now, guys, when it happens, just so happens with tariffs, we are on this potential collapse in America because Donald Trump decided to do Congress's job, which is fucking bananas to me because Congress would just roll over and do whatever the fuck he wants them to do. It's bananas to me. But the way he did tariffs using the Emergency Act to claim that America was, being attacked by our debt, which is a fucking strange thing to say, but that is where we're at, that it enabled him through this Emergency Act to be able to put forth these tariffs that is currently being appealed in a court of law, and one court already said, no, you can't do that. Like, this, we are putting in tariffs into place that we're not, the executive branch isn't supposed to be able to do unilaterally, and now we're going to war with other countries, which once again, the executive branch is not allowed to do unilaterally, which once again goes to prove the point that everybody that said bro was going to be a dictator, yeah, they were right. Do you guys remember that fucking video? It was like, are you gonna be a dictator? The left keeps saying you're gonna be a dictator. Are you gonna be a dictator? And he's like, only on day one. Day one, that's it. Just gonna deport some people. Like, how fucking dumb as a Trump supporter do you have to be? And I know this isn't dumb. I know it's not that they were dumb. I know that they were just like fucking, they didn't care. So this isn't a good argument for that. How morally fucking bankrupt of a human being do you have to be to say he's going to deport all of the immigrants that we want out of our country in one day, and then he's going to relinquish his dictator control? Because you weren't dumb. You knew that wasn't possible. You were just morally bankrupt. And you were like, you know what? I don't mind if Donald Trump becomes an authoritarian dictator for the next 4 years and fucking rousts people off the street and throws them in vans and detains them and deports them without telling their family. As long as I get to watch it on TikTok and apparently jerk off to it.
Where it might be the CIA or some covert method, This looks like it's knock, knock, bitch, we're here and we're going to try to topple you. So this is crazy. You want to talk about controlled by the military-industrial complex? I've already seen speculation that Eric Prince, the mercenary war criminal
Thank you,
who gave
Christina.
us Blackwater, where all these innocent civilians got killed in Iraq by Blackwater, Christian
Yeah.
fundamentalist extremists who were invading that country, apparently he may be the one whispering in Trump's ear about Venezuela, and he may have gotten the green light for this.
And just by the way, that's the same dude that wants Trump to use third-party, pretty much mercenaries, to round up immigrants and deport them as well. That's the same dude. There's reports that guy has attempted to be in Trump's ear and get him to use third-party resources, which are probably still on the table. By the way, one of the hallmarks of dictatorship is using mercenaries. Usually foreign mercenaries, because usually you have to get people that don't live in the country, that don't have ties to the country, to round up the populace and to police them. But apparently Americans are so fucking stupid. You guys know the word I wanted to use. So fucking stupid that our fucking National Guard, our military, our federal agents, they're just like, yeah, we'll do it. In fact, old people. I heard that they're fucking employing old people now at ICE. Which is going to be hilarious, to be honest with you, when some fucking 87-year-old attempts to tackle me and remove me from the country. I'll tell you this, someone's getting their hip broken, and, well, it ain't going to be me. Look, I saw the fucking sandwich thrower run away from ICE, okay? I watched that man fucking jog it off. Either those ICE guys weren't legit trying to catch him, or they are fat and fucking out of shape. Maybe they were elderly.
This is wild. All right, so here we go. In response to an increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean, Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro announced that his government will activate a special plan to mobilize over 4.5 million militia members across the country to defend national sovereignty. The announcement follows reports that 3 U.S. Navy destroyers, the USS Gravely, USS Jason Dunham, and USS Sampson, are heading to the southern Caribbean with thousands of Marines aboard as part of a major counter-narcotics operation. The move coincides with Washington's recent decision to raise the bounty for Maduro's capture to an unprecedented $50 million.
Look, I'm no fan of Maduro, by the way. For $50 million, I might head over there. We're going to be doing some fucking Angry Ginger the Bounty Hunter shit. $50 million? How well respected is Maduro there? I mean, didn't the motherfucker steal the election? I might be able to, well, actually, you know, weren't there some Navy SEALs that already tried that shit and they got caught? I might not be able to pull this one off, guys. But, I mean, it depends on how fucking expensive food gets here in America. Look, guys, I've got a potential plan for us. If tariffs raise the price of canned goods to like $30 a can and shit's just out of control, maybe we posse up and maybe we make the attempt. Because, like I said, not a fan of Maduro. $50 million is a lot of money.
That's the other thing. And I believe we covered this the other day. That
you think
had
that's
Pam
low?
Bondi do
Okay.
a press conference.
Okay, maybe we can wait till it gets higher.
We're offering $50 million for Nicolas Maduro. Well, that was a sign that, oh yeah, it's on again. It's on like Donkey Kong, and we're going to go for this motherfucker. We're going to try to do it again. So, again, stop and think about this. We were told,
Wait. So Trump likes Bolsonaro but doesn't like Maduro?
America first. Make America great again. America first. The forgotten men and women will never be forgotten again. That's what we were told.
Yeah, he's a fucking liar.
And, oh, look at that. Trump gets in office, already fucking started an illegal war with Iran, attacked them when they weren't going to attack us, and they weren't building a fucking nuke, already arming and funding a genocide in Gaza, greenlighting the total destruction of Gaza, reoccupation of Gaza, taking over the entire West Bank, doing this on behalf of his Israeli donor benefactors like Miriam Adelson, by the way, now gonna try to take Venezuela. Motherfucker, are you gonna give us anything for the American people? Anything.
No.
In fact,
we're
what
done.
did Trump do?
We're done.
He looked at the good
And
things
done.
Biden did, like the CHIPS Act, for example, which will create hundreds of thousands of jobs, the infrastructure bill. Again, Biden was on track to create, 800,000 manufacturing jobs? What does Trump do? He goes in there, he kills the funding for those
I think
bills.
it's 500,000.
So now,
I could be wrong.
we're outsourcing jobs. Mr. Anti-outsourcing, America first. Turns out we're outsourcing jobs under him. We're killing 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. We're launching a trade war, which further will lead to increased unemployment. And at the same time, he's destroying the U.S. economy day in, day out. Unemployment going up.
Hold on, Kyle. You're being negative. The Chris Pratt in me is about to come out, bro. But they're removing Red Dye 40. Yeah, they haven't followed through on any of those promises. Yes, they are taxing the shit out of American citizens. Yeah, we're all gonna fucking go into stagflation, possibly a recession or depression. But you know what? Chris Pratt said that we're being too negative, guys. Fucking, they're getting Red Dye 40 out. Which, by the way, I'm for. I just don't think it counterbalances the rest of the shit that's going. What is this fucking timeline? How dumb is this fucking timeline? They're getting Red Dye 40 out. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. What did we have to give for that again? Like, is this what the American people have to trade for any type of W at all? We're like, oh, we would like to get cancer-causing ingredients out of our food supply. We think that would be pretty dope. And the government's like, yeah, we could do that. And we're like, oh, you could? That's dope. They're like, so what do we have to give? And they're like, oh, pretty much we should be able to like round up your friends and deport them without any due process. And you're like, okay, that doesn't seem fair. Oh, by the way, we're gonna maybe start some, foreign wars after we told you we wouldn't start any at all. Like, one or the other? No, both. Also, we're going to add some other stuff in. Like, you're going to give a bunch of your wealth to the ultra-wealthy as well. You guys also are going to pay more for groceries and used cars and pretty much everything but TVs. Don't worry, TVs will be cheaper. Oh, but we get Red Dye 40 out? Yeah, Chris Pratt said that's a dope deal. Star-Lord said that? Yeah, Star-Lord said that. Okay, I guess that's a good idea. Fuck me.
Inflation going up, manufacturing jobs going overseas. You're going to start a war with
yes,
Venezuela.
Chris Pratt said that.
You're going to start a fucking war with Venezuela.
Kelly. He said that.
On what planet? Is Maduro a threat to me? Is Maduro a threat to you? What is Maduro doing that's putting your life in danger? Is there even the pretense anymore? Back in the day, they had the respect. The government had the respect for the population enough to at least lie that your ass is in danger because of this foreign government that we got to do something about.
No, there's like boats right around the corner, guys. If we don't do something right now, like we could all be in trouble. Trump's just like, nope, I don't like that guy. Is it like dictator envy? Is that what it is? What did Maduro do? Because Donald Trump loves fucking bukkake over there in fucking El Salvador. He loves Bolsonaro. Like, what is the difference with this other dictator? Why do we have dictator envy?
They at least used to lie like there was some imminent threat of them coming to attack us, right? Now, Trump doesn't even bother. I'll bomb Somalia Monday. I'll bomb Yemen Tuesday. I'll do a coup in Venezuela on Wednesday. And you can shut the fuck up and take it. You can sit there and take it because Trump himself is swimming in however many millions of dollars given to him by the military-industrial complex. And he's going to represent them. He's not going to represent you. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care what you're going through. Oh, you can't pay your... Oh, you're going bankrupt from medical bills.
He does not give a shit.
Oh, too bad. Well, I'll lie and say I'm cutting drug prices by 1,000% and 1,400%. In reality, he's doing no such thing. In reality, he signed an executive order on day one that increases drug prices. Increases it. Full of shit through and through. Through and through. Unbelievable, bro, what we're witnessing here. All right, so they continue in the Miami Herald. They say, Maduro and several of his top allies have been indicted by U.S. prosecutors for allegedly turning Venezuela into a narco state through the so-called Cartel of the Suns. Maduro has dismissed the charges as rotting rerun aimed at justifying foreign intervention. Quote, this week, I'm launching a special plan to ensure coverage.
Wait. He just wants their oil. Oil! Somebody say, oil! That's really what this is about, isn't it? We're just going to take their oil. This is fucking a tale as old as time.
Coverage by more than 4.5 million prepared, activated, and armed militia members across the national territory, Maduro declared Monday during a televised event, flanked by senior military commanders. He said the move is needed to counter what he described as the extravagant, bizarre, and outlandish threats from the United States. He also urged his political base...
Damn, how you got me fucking agreeing with Maduro? What is this weird fucking world that we live in? I think last week I was agreeing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now I'm like, actually, it is pretty extravagant, bizarre, and outlandish what we doing nowadays. Like, what the fuck is this timeline?
To accelerate the creation of rural and industrial militias, rifles and missiles for the rural forces to defend Venezuela's territory, sovereignty, and peace, Maduro exclaimed, adding that the similar weapons would be distributed to workers in factories. Hey guys, where the fuck is the media talking about this? Why are you listening to a YouTube asshole who rants?
Hey, Kyle, I feel targeted. Is he talking about me, guys? I think Kyle just called me out. Fucking psychic and shit. Oh, and for you guys who are asking if Chris Pratt really said that, yeah. So, one caveat, just to make sure. I don't want to be totally throwing Star-Lord's fucking cultish ass under a bus. Look, I like Star-Lord. Guardians of the Galaxy was one of my favorite fucking Marvel movies. 1 and 2. 3 kind of sucked. To be honest with you, not a fan of 3. 1 and 2. 2, I cried at the end. Yeah, it was emotional, okay? Sylvester Stallone, total Trump supporter. Did not know that. Fucking, what do you expect? CTE, brother. CTE. But it turns out, just to be 100% fair, Chris Pratt, RFK Jr. supporter. RFK Jr. supporter. Not a Trump supporter, but thinks that you should forgive the Trump administration because we got Red Dye 40 out. Once again, totally for Red Dye 40 being removed from the... I work in the health food industry, guys. I just feel like we didn't get a fair deal on that one. Just wanted to make sure I was 100% on that.
Why are you listening to a prick like me? Why isn't CNN talking about this? Why isn't MSNBC talking about this? Why isn't the Nightly News talking about this?
Thing.
Why is this not all over your feed?
Yep,
We're going to do another fucking war. Another war. Another one. And we're the only one talking about it? We're the only fucking ones talking about it. It's despicable. It's disgraceful. It's deplorable. By the way, so here is fascist Barbie talking to us, Carolyn Levitt, and she says the following.
Merton says, I used to support RFK Jr., not so much anymore. You know, the whole RFK Jr. thing for me, when people ask me, like, at first, like, whether or not I would support him, I was like, I don't know a lot about him. Seems like kind of like a bro dude. I don't know. He's harmless in the way of, like, you know, I don't think that he's Trump. And then the more I looked into him, specifically being somebody that's been around health food as long as I have, it just seems like he's just another one of these people that touts the benefits of things that doesn't, like, completely understand things, and it just feels like more death of intellectualism. You know, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was having a conversation with somebody who was, you know, pretty much kind of, you know, disparaging what I'm doing, which is completely acceptable. I'm not saying that, you know, like America doesn't have credentialed press anymore and journalists and stuff. Instead, they have, you know, me and Kyle, which no offense to Kyle. Kyle is about 1,000 times better than I am, better educated, better, you know, I guarantee Kyle has a actual credential in journalism. But like Kyle said, like, there's no news media reporting on this. It's Kyle doing it on YouTube, and that's fucking crazy. And so my whole thing with RFK Jr. is, like, I kind of just feel like he sold out his supporters because he's just willing to take anybody. Like, I think if Kamala Harris would have been open to him being in her administration, he would have joined up. If Bernie Sanders would have been open, he would have joined up. If anybody, and just Trump, he was willing to talk. And to me, morally, that just speaks a lot about you. Not you, Merton, but about RFK Jr. Like, for a person to be willing to morally support what is going on right now just so you can say that you got, as a Kennedy, you got into the White House. To me, it's fucking sad. It really is. I mean, I blame the brainworm.
I wanted to ask about the 3 U.S. warships that are being sent to Venezuela, and there's 4,000 Americans on board. Are you looking at possibility of boots on the ground there?
What I will say with respect to Venezuela, President Trump has been very clear and consistent. He's prepared to use every element of American power.
Did she just say President Trump has been clear and consistent, that's a fucking lie. Let's get that one more time in case I misheard that.
They have boots on the ground there.
What I will say with respect to Venezuela, President Trump has been very clear and consistent.
She did say that. She did say that. Damn, that job, you gotta give something to Carolyn Levitt. Like, to be able to sit up there and just say that shit with a straight face, like, that is good. That, you have to give her props for that. Like, she said that shit totally straight face, didn't even stutter.
Prepared to use every element of American power to stop drugs from flooding into our country and to bring those responsible to justice. The Maduro regime is not the legitimate government of Venezuela. It is a narco-terror cartel. In Maduro, it is the view of this administration, is not a legitimate president. He is a fugitive head of this cartel who has been indicted in the United States for trafficking drugs into the country. And with that, I will leave you all, and we will...
It's so incredible because both Nayib Bukele, our ally, and the U.S., we released drug cartel members, we released MS-13 members. We literally just allowed in the entire family of the drug kingpin El Chapo.
Yeah, across the Mexican border, which is like nobody else is allowed to come in but a drug kingpin's family? What?
Trump just let them in with open arms and welcomed them. And at the same time, the argument that you're making is that, oh yeah, Venezuela is a narco state or something, so that's why we got to go after them. None of this shit is even fucking true. The reality is they have fucking oil, and you want the oil. And the whole idea of they believe in the old school philosophy, this old realist philosophy of, look, the U.S., we own and dominate our hemisphere. And Venezuela is a rogue actor in our hemisphere because they don't submit to U.S. hegemony. And so this is an attempt to make them submit to U.S. hegemony, get rid of Maduro, and put in some...
Bro, are we about to do regime change? Are we taking this back to the 70s? I guess we could just go back to Iraq. It wasn't that long ago. My bad. My bad. Are we doing regime change? I don't have my regime change uniform. I still have my fucking authoritarian dictatorship fascism fucking uniform on the way. I wasn't ready for regime change.
Somebody else. That's what this is.
Damn it.
The idea that this has anything to do, oh, yeah, it's about protecting our children with drugs or so. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? God, I hate them so much. They're such liars. They're so fucking despicable. And this is all Trump does now. All Trump does is invade shit. All Trump does is attack places, right? I mean, this motherfucker invaded Los Angeles and now Washington, D.C., and now he wants to add another country to the list of places he wants to...
Bro, he's about to drop the mother of all bombs on, like, fucking Chicago. We are T-minus, like, I don't know, 2.5 months before Trump bombs, like, one of our own fucking cities.
Illegally invade and bomb and attack. It's enough already. It's enough already. Anybody who's still in the cult, you don't have my sympathy. You don't have my empathy. You don't have my respect. I think you're a joke. I think you're a clown.
Yep.
I think you're a 100%. Dipshit. I think if you couldn't realize at this late date what this guy is and how much of a despicable, disgusting failure he is and how much he's tanking this country, I think there's no hope for you if that's the case. I think there's no hope for you. Or go ahead. Let's see MAGA go out there. Hey, when the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing happened, what happened to the Republican base? Their support for Trump went up. It went up. Same thing with bombing Iran. We covered the polls. When he bombed Iran, the support went up among the Republican base. Everybody else was like, what the fuck is this? The Republican base loved it. So go ahead, let's see. Now starting another illegal war with Venezuela this time, I'm sure the support will go up when we launch another illegal, dumbass war. But here we are. Hey, y'all, do me a favor.
Yep, because they are who they are. This is even in these conversations I have with other people that are outside the country, and they're like, well, you guys need to do this, or you guys need to do that. It's like, I'm like, I don't think you truly understand what we're working with. You know, I remember when Trump was running for president in 2024 against Kamala, and Rin, who is the guy who does the song at the beginning of the show, Money Game Part 2, was posting, you know, like, the way to get out of all of this is for people to come together, not to divide, right? And he's not wrong. But a lot of people that came on to that tweet and were pushing back against it were like, you can't find common ground with MAGA. And, you know, he's from the UK. He's from outside of America. He's not up to date with how insane Trump supporters are. he thinks of it in the manner of like conservatives versus liberals, conservatives versus Democrats. He doesn't think about it like in the way that Trump has, created this cult of personality, this loyalty that's like out of control. He thought he was thinking about it. So this black man came in and he goes like, he's like, I'm not joining up with a bunch of people that think that because of the color of my skin that I'm subhuman. And Ren kind of gave him the, well, dude, like, you're part of the problem. If you're not going to try to, stand with your fellow man, then you're just making things worse. And the black dude was like, fuck you. I used to be a fan of yours, but if that's the way you feel about me, you can go fuck yourself. And I kind of hopped in there and was like, hey, man, like, I know that gets you worked up, but you need to realize that, like, Ren isn't from here. He does not fully understand what you're talking about. He looks at what's going on with Donald Trump and just goes, oh, it's just another American politician that's super bombastic, super hyperbolic, like it's not that bad, right? And I tried to talk the dude down. I was like, hey, man, at the end of the day, time is going to show to Ren who this person is. And the black dude was like, fuck that. He can figure it out on his own. I'm never fucking listening to this music ever again. And I was like, all right, I hope for a path to redemption for people like that just don't understand. Because I do think like there's so many people that are outside the country right now that are like, well, yeah, you just like got to do journalism stuff. You guys just got to like, call it out. And you got to like do a better job and, be better educated people. And it's like, I don't think you clearly understand what is going on in this country right now. It is out of this world, and I don't think many people looking at what's going on in America from outside, now I think that more people understand, but I don't think a lot of those people before this happened understood exactly where this was going to go. It's fucking insane. Anyways, we will stop attacking you for 35% off your oil. Yeah, exactly. And that's what he's doing. That's what he's going to do. That he's going to pressure them with the military. He's going to find a way to get some of the oil out of Venezuela. And then Trump supporters are going to be like, damn, art of the deal. Art of the deal.
I love the poorly educated.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out that video on the screen now.